If you're not sure what to write for the actual annotation, let's go over it together in this video. First, let's read an example, and then we'll talk about the different pieces and what is required. This is an example annotated bibliography entry written on ABIB. It begins. In this article, Austerlitz provides a general overview of Wiesel's life and many accomplishments as a Holocaust survivor, novelist, memoirist, and Nobel laureate. He begins with a broad overview of Wiesel's major accomplishments, highlighting in particular his work as the author of the semi-autobiographical Night. He also goes over the general timeline of Wiesel's childhood and adolescence as a prisoner in the Nazi concentration camp Auschwitz. He then returns to Wiesel's career as an author and human rights activist, focusing on Wiesel's prolific catalog of books and frequent speaking engagements. The author of the article, Saul Austerlitz, writes for My Jewish Learning, a highly credible website that focuses on outreach, empowerment, and learning about Jewish culture. This article will be useful to my research as a sort of broad overview that particularly focuses on Wiesel's accomplishments later in life. I will, however, need to complete further research in order to learn more about his early years and the hardships he had to overcome. So with this entry, it starts by going over the general basics of the article itself, mostly focusing on how it is structured and what the author chooses to focus on. We're not going to necessarily paraphrase every word or every piece of the article in our own words. We're simply talking about how it's put together and what is included, what we can find in that article. Next, we have one sentence that touches on the actual author of the article and how we know that that person is credible and that that website is something that we can trust. Finally, there's a couple of sentences at the end that talk about how we're going to use this actual article when we write the research essay starting next week.